Welcome to Why Not Show Love, episode 14, Knowledge. My name is Y, artivist, educator, and founder of Creative Expressions. Today we're going to go over information, also known as knowledge, and how we apply it. So first off, I'll start with, what is knowledge or information? To me, knowledge is anything that allows you to learn, to elevate, or discover something. Now, a lot of times we might read books for knowledge, check out YouTube videos, etc. But for me, knowledge is something that is infinite and it's within all of us. So when I read a book, I always feel like that book is unlocking information or making sense of information that we have within us. So unlocking something. So what do I mean? For example, if you're learning to play piano and you didn't know anything about it, right? You'd look at a piano and say, well, there's black keys and there's white keys, and the black keys are smaller than the white keys, and in certain spaces there's two white keys next to each other, and in other spaces it's white key, black key, white key, black key, right? But then you might read a book on piano, and then next time you go up to that piano or keyboard, you'll say, okay, the two white keys next to each other with no black keys in between are C and B and E and F. And did the piano change or did the keyboard change? No, but your awareness of the keyboard changed. So for me, this is very crucial in understanding that all the knowledge lies within us, and what can we do to unlock that knowledge. Now, in these days, we have a lot of information floating around through videos, through internet, through books, through other people, and sometimes it gets hard to decide which information we actually want to take in. We actually can easily suffer from information overload, which is when we have so much information coming at us, it becomes hard to digest. I'll give another example using the same thing, piano. So each of the notes has a name, right? And with the black keys, they're called sharps or flats. So with the black note that's next to the C, that can be known as C sharp or D flat. Now, when you're learning the names of the notes, this could easily be information overload because every black key has two names. And it might be more beneficial for you to learn the notes by their position or by their sound. There's a method of learning called the Suzuki Method, where you listen to the tones of each sound and you associate them with colors. And in that way, when you hear bing, a certain note, you not only think of it by name, but you think of it by tone and by color. So I'm going to give you guys an example of knowledge right now, or a story that has to do with knowledge. So as most of you, I've been digging into some form of knowledge and research to understand, and I easily got burnt out. So why? Because I was looking at a lot of general information without specific information that I could apply direct. So when I was studying certain things about diet, for example, you hear 1,000,001 ways to even eat healthy, or I'll use example of eating vegan, right? There's so many different ways. Some people say you could eat with intermittent fasting, which is leaving out 16 hours. Some people say stay away from certain processed foods. And at first I thought, when I was getting into my journey, I thought that it was about not eating certain foods, and that was good for me. But as I got deeper into the knowledge, I had to realize that, just because fries or beer is vegan, that doesn't necessarily mean it's doing me good. I had to look at what effects the food had on me. And to do that, I actually had to look inside myself and eat certain foods and see how they reacted to my body, see how they digested with me, and how they made me feel a few hours after I ate them. And then deeper in my journey after doing the knowledge, I decided to just go toward ingredients that are more simplified. So for example, simple things such as beets, lettuce, one-word ingredients, right? Instead of getting things that are like a bunch of processed stuff manufactured together, even though they technically might be vegan. So it was a simple thing. The knowledge was simple. Use foods that are directly from the earth that have one name. So that's an example. And even though I read a lot of stuff from everyone, from Dr. Sebi to Dr. Ali Muhammad, I had to really break it down and do the knowledge and make it really simple and apply that simple method. So I want to ask you, what is something you're gaining knowledge on, and how are you gaining it, right? With information overload and all the information being sent out there, especially on the internet, we do have to take time to decipher what's real and what's not. And the ultimate test of what works is you. It's about digging in and testing. So what I've done is I've realized being in front of the screen so much has not been doing me the best. So now I've gone back to reading a few books and spending more time doing deeper research on specific subjects in detail instead of being so abstract and all over the place. Details. So I want you to hit me up in the comments. Let me know something you're studying right now. What are you doing the knowledge on? And also, how are you applying that knowledge to yourself and making sure you're letting that knowledge check into your being, and then share the knowledge, right? When you get knowledge, then they say comes wisdom and then understanding. So how are you taking that knowledge and sharing that to other people, not only by saying it but being an example of it, right? I'm an example right here of somebody who's reading more books and diving into myself, which inspired this topic. So how are you sharing that? How are you understanding it? Hit me up, let me know. Thank y'all very much.